Hello and welcome to the Game and Sound Podcast. My name is Pedro, and today I'm joined here once again by my good friend Tito.
Hello.
So what's up, Tito?
Hello, I'm alright. Tuesday, boring.
Alright. Now you told them when did we do our podcast?
Indeed.
Spoilers. Anyways, before we start with our weekly topics, we like to discuss a weekly question, which is called the Game On question. So this week's question is, what is your longest gaming session? So like a moment that you sat down, started playing the game, and you didn't stop for quite some time. So Tito, what's your experience with that?
Back in 2011, I bought a Wii for one reason and one reason only. And that was Muramasa the Demon Blade. So as soon as I got the game, I sat down with it and I was like, oh, this should be fun. And I sat down at 5 p.m. and I didn't, quit the game and go to sleep until I think it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know that much time had passed. I just knew I was having fun, like unlocking all the swords, and that was a game that I played maybe 5-6 months nonstop.
It's interesting because like you, for most part of games that you like dedicate the most time out of, you really don't expect it a lot. So like for you, like you thought it was like a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I don't tend to play a whole lot. I tend to play in short bursts because I don't know. It's just like my thing is just like if I play more than 3 or 4 hours, I feel like I need to do something else. I need to do something productive. Even though gaming is great and all, but like, I don't know. It's just kind of how I am. But I remember back in 2012, the summer 2012, and I was in Puerto Rico visiting my family, and I found my old PS2. So I was like, oh, let me just get some old PS2, because at the time, GameStop still sold PS2 games. So I went and bought Metal Gear Solid 3, the Snake Eater. And I I'm familiar with the franchise. I just know that it was good, that people loved it, so I started playing it, and I shit you not, I beat the game in one session. In one gaming session. It took me probably like around 10 or 12 hours. Nice. And that's like rare for me. I don't like playing that long, but it's just like Snake Eater is such a interesting game that it was new to me, and that's why I dedicated so many hours to it.
Yeah, I've gotten that way over the years, where that's why it was so rare that I did it for Muramasa. I surprised myself because I don't really play games like that anymore. If anything, it's more of a value thing to me.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to pay $40-$60 and then beat a game in 1-2 sittings, so it's catching dust after I paid all this money for it.
That's how I do. I if I buy a new game, I try to make it like savor as long as I can, because it's an investment.
The only games that I'll murder and just keep playing because they're replayable anyway is games like Mario Kart.
Yes, as I know, because you're 3-digit hours of gaming over Mario Kart.
Word.
Like they're talking about like RPG like numbers over here.
Mario Kart is the best.
Okay, so our first story of the week, even though we talked about this a couple weeks ago, it's finally been confirmed that Rock Band 4 is coming out this year. So, Tito, are you excited?
Yeah,
whatever?
I'm the singer, bro.
The
singer, bro. Whatever song, bro, we're in there. They don't. I don't think they don't do much R&B, but you give me some Queen, some Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I'm in there.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm excited is because when they announced Harmonix announced this game, they said this would be the only Rock Band game.
And they said they're working on having your old instruments work.
Yes. Basically, they announced that this will be the last game, so this will be basically kind of like a buy this game then you buy the DLC, which I think is the best model for them, because like having yearly releases just kill the music genre in my opinion, and they understand that. And like you mentioned, they also want to have the old instrument work, because let's be honest, you paid a lot of money for those instruments, especially those that pay like like over hundreds of dollars for like really nice equipment.
And if you don't have them, Goodwill, guys.
Yes, Goodwill. I actually, I work at Goodwill, so I told any coworker my if they get any Rock Band instrument to sell them because like their resurgence is gonna be back. So I'm helping you guys out here in Central Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing that I find interesting with this new release is just like it got me really excited again for Rock Band. I haven't played Rock Band since the last one came out, 2010, I think. And it's just fun, you know. It's fun to hang out with your friends and just jam out. Kind of like it's like the karaoke of this generation in a way, and kind of how DDR was for like early millennials.
Yeah, man. You know, you want to party? You have fighting games. You have Rock Band. You have Guitar Hero. You just have, you know, Halo, whatever. Stuff that can get groups together, get friends together, and create memories. You know, that's timeless. There's
Yeah.
always room for that.
Yeah, and like the best part of this Rock Band announcement was that they are bringing the old DLC that you bought from your previous generation back. As long as you like, let's say like you had 360 and you got an Xbox One, you will be able to transfer your data back. And if you have PS3, you will transfer
But
your
now
PS4
here's
back.
the problem. Now people are probably gonna have to buy hard drives exclusively just for all their Rock Bands.
Oh yes, definitely.
You know, like to me, I was pretty disappointed in getting hard drives that are only 500 gigs, especially when we're in a generation where there are people who are no longer buying physical media anymore. Everything they own is digital. So, you know, you buy 10, 12 games, like that's it. You're done.
Yeah, because nowadays games are getting bigger and bigger, and they're taking more storage. So I think you need two different hard drives, one for your games and one for your Rock Band, because the music of Rock Band, you know, if you keep buying like frequently the music data, you're gonna have to get an external
Now,
hard
is
drive.
it just gonna be Xbox One and PS4? Is there no Wii U release? Because if there's a
What do you think? Take a guess. They didn't mention the Wii U, and they cover this. They said that they failed that they didn't have a market there. They didn't have an audience,
Ooh.
and that's a sad truth. To be honest, if you have, because I feel like this is a lot of people. If you have a Xbox One or a PS4, and you have a Wii U, one of those two, and you have a game that's coming out, which one are you gonna get for? You're gonna get it for the PS4, of course, or the Xbox One over the Wii U. Wii U is strictly for your Nintendo exclusive, and that's kind of been the reality so far with all these third-party games coming out and only being for the quote true next gen experience.
Well, so you can only get the game on your Xbox VCRs and your Indie Station 4s.
Indie Station 4s, indeed. All right. Well, I think that's everything for this topic. So for our next topic this week is the announcement of HBO Now and what is the future for subscription models. This week in news, tech news, they announced that the Apple Watch will be a thing for the Apple event. But one they also announced they had was that HBO Now will be a paid subscription. You will pay $50 a month, and for the first 3 months of the deal, it's starting in April, will be exclusive to Apple devices. And it's interesting. At first, I was excited because I do enjoy HBO content, but I cut the cable a long time ago, so I don't have legal means to getting the material. So I use other means to get the shows I want.
Pirate Bay, baby.
So I was excited to get that, but now I started to realize, you know, if many companies start doing the same model of cutting the cable, wouldn't we just be paying like for many different services and just paying the same thing we pay for cable now?
Well, to play devil's advocate, the only difference with cable and this is that you get to choose what channel or channels you want to pay for. Say the only thing that really kept you watching was HBO for Game of Thrones, then you know what? Why not support them? Because you have Game of Thrones, you have True Detective. TV is the new cinema now. You know, all these channels that were originally made their money on being the first to have movies, now the movies are a secondary. Now, you know, you pay money to that channel because they have good shows now.
They're stepping up the game in terms of the quality. Like Game of Thrones and True Detective, they are both shows that are critically acclaimed, and people like they've been nominated for awards. True Detective won best I think it was best show if I'm not mistaken, for the Golden Globes if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like they're not like cheaply made. They're extremely well made, and they have a full all star cast. They have all star sets, and I feel that that's the future of what we're doing in this media. That we don't have to pay for 500 channels that we're not gonna watch. We can pay for what we really want to see.
No, and even then, I think what eventually is going to happen is it won't even be the network. You just subscribe to said shows and just watch the shows that you want to watch. Because really, you can go on your PlayStation 4 and on your Xbox One or whatever,
Sir,
and
I think
buy,
it's called Indie Box.
and you can buy you can buy a show. Just buy that episode of that show. There's no network involved.
Yeah, and they've been doing it for years now. iTunes specifically, they basically been telling you like as the moment they premiere on TV, you can buy the episode, or rent it, whatever
Yep.
wish you need.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how things have turned with HBO and like now, like I think CBS is about to launch a service of their own. Personally, I'm not interested because I don't really like the CBS shows, but it's something.
Well, that's the thing. Those channels, I feel like, are losing the battle because
Yes.
number one, you can't push the boundaries the way a show that's not the way a premium channel can.
Yeah.
You're stuck on cable trying to be PC. I can't really remember the last show that I really liked on those channels other than maybe The Blacklist and Agents of Shield, and that's about it.
Arrow.
Oh, Arrow, yes, Arrow.
Because
I
like
love
they have their like restrictions to what they can do and not do, and with terms of HBO and AMC, all those premium channels, they have control of their content. They can do whatever they want for the most part. Like HBO, like basically for every show they have to have at least like 5 nude scenes in order to prove like they're edgy or they're for adults.
But you're seeing now that a lot of these actors that thought it was a downgrade to do TV are doing
It's an upgrade
TV
now.
And movies right now are suffering. I really can't name that many great movies I've seen over the past couple of years.
It's just like movies. Movies are becoming more expensive to make, and I think the money is in TV now. Like Kevin Spacey, such a tremendous actor. He's basically made a resurgence because of a show that he does on on Netflix. That's incredible to me. How he can gain awards, how he can get like fame by doing a TV show, technically speaking, and how back in like probably like 10, 20 years ago, if you were a movie star and you went to TV, that was a downgrade, but now that may seem as the new upgrade.
No, and for me, the worst trend in movies now is that they hold the ending in front of your face and they don't show you the whole thing. The big trend is now insert title here, part 1. Insert title here, part 2. That's really annoying when I'm paying
really
all this
is.
money to essentially watch 2 hours of a setup.
It really sucks because like, I feel like you're not getting the full experience, but at the same time, that's what makes them money. Franchises are what people, but like movie studios want. They want to create these franchises so they can keep on living on these franchises.
Well, they're not getting my dollars. I
No,
can
like-
tell you that right now.
No, right now we're in the comic book era. We're in the era of like comic books being released, and the next from now till 2020, there are gonna be over 30 different comic book movies. That's insane.
Yep.
That's a big resurgence in comic book movies because they make the most money. As you can see with Marvel, like two of the top 5 movies of top grossing movies of all time are Marvel movies. They're Avengers and Iron Man 3.
Oh God, what a horrible movie that was.
It's not a horrible movie. You
Yes,
just
it
don't
is.
like it. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
But as we were saying, I think this is just the future of how things go. This is how our entertainment is going to be provided to subscription models,
Word.
and that could be a good thing, but that's also going to be a bad thing, because you're going to basically be paying for what you pay now for cable. But I feel like what the point you made before, how you basically get to choose what you want instead of just wasting money on things you don't even watch.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You you have cable. What do you? How many of those channels do you actually look for and watch on a daily basis? And especially now because of the way our attention span works, what do you do now? You put on a show, and you have your phone
Yeah.
like this, talking about the show. It's not even about the show. It's
Talk.
the fact that you
Yeah.
just have your phone so that you can talk to everybody else who's watching it too.
You basically are, or you do research on like the show and things like that.
You know, like people love Jimmy Fallon, but you think anybody stays up to watch Jimmy Fallon? No, they
No.
watch his clips on YouTube.
Exactly. He's made a wise move in order to provide his best bits on online, so people can actually watch it. Because as much as I love the Jimmy Fallon and what he does, I can never stay up to that late to watch his show.
I said not, but it's not only that. It's that people don't have the attention spans to just sit in front of a TV anymore.
No,
Now
I need
you're
to have
doing-
a phone now.
Now you're on your phone. You're watching your show. You're telling everybody else about the show you're watching. You're both talking about it. It's not even about the show. The show is just another reason for you to be on your phone.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, I was trying to make a transition, but I failed at this.
Wah wah.
One more. Anyways, speaking of phones and attention spans, be our future. Is that something that we're gonna see in gaming now? And the reason why I bring this topic is because recently there was the GDC, the Game Developers Conference, and they were talking about how they're having different virtual realities consoles for people to have in the future, and it's an interesting thing because for many of us we had never seen this before because we are at, well, if you count the Virtual Boy, we had never seen virtual reality before. And it's interesting how they're basically pushing this new movement of virtual reality, but we had never seen anything like it, and we haven't tested it yet. Only people that go to these expensive conferences get to play with those toys. So, do you think that's going to be a viable future in the gaming, or do you think it's just going to fail like motion controls did?
The first and foremost concern is price point.
Price point.
You know, you're already paying $300, $400 for your PS4, your Xbox One. Then how much to add the VR? And then again, once you have the VR, is it going to be like the Virtual Boy where people are just getting headaches and complaining? You know, are people going to have problems? You know, how much will it add to the experience, or will it detract from it? Is it going to be a really expensive gimmick, or is this here to stay? That's what has yet to be, decided yet.
Well, I think they're pushing it to stay because we have already the Oculus Rift, we have the Project Morpheus, we have I think who was it? Nvidia still working on one, if I'm not mistaken. So we have several ones that are already on the works, and that is interesting because how like I would think that okay, so they release first one of the VRs, and if it's a hit, then okay, they'll make more. They make competitors, but they're having these ones come out like around the same time. I think Project Morpheus is coming out next year, and Oculus Rift is supposed to come out like later this year. And it's interesting because I like to compare this to an anime called Sword Art Online, and I would like that. I would like in the future for me to just put a headset and just kind of like go sleep mode and go into the world like physically. That's like something that I would love to experience, and I think it's kind of like a step towards that movement.
But see, here's the problem. If we want to look that far ahead, you're gonna have people who go into sleep mode and never come out.
No.
Because they don't want to deal with the world's harsh realities or their own truths. They want to go into the world and live, life the way they see it. Now, that's if we're looking that far ahead. But right now, in this present moment, like I said, the problem is price point, and are you going to have to buy, separate virtual reality systems or whatever for every system, or can you get one and it will be compatible with everything? Because that'd be kind of steep too. Say you own an Xbox One, a PS4, and maybe you're a PC gamer too. You know what? Then you're gonna buy 3 virtual reality, systems for all 3 of those. It'd be nice if they made these like reverse compatible, whatever you want to call it.
I honestly think that if they were to release one of them and they were exclusive to a console, that would be basically a shot in the foot. I don't think that is something they should do, financially wise, because I think you should have everything for every. You have one headset for everything, for PC, for Xbox One, and PS4. Those are your main concerns. Of course, you can have some like preferences. Like for of course, probably Morpheus is gonna be a PS4 thing, but maybe you can have it for Xbox One and PC, but have exclusive content for PS4. That's something that could work. And what type of games are we gonna have on these things? Are we like, of course, you're gonna try to have more immersive games that you can actually be in first person. You're not gonna have a headset so you can just watch yourself play a side scroller game or 2D game.
I'm just waiting for the legal trouble when somebody dies of a heart attack because they're playing the evil within with Morpheus, and
Yes.
they die because something scared the crap out of them.
Oh yeah, someone's gonna die because I feel like this is perfect for horror games or horror or scary movies. You're immersed in the experience. That's kind of like what most of the scares come from, is when you being immersed. Like, a popular game is going on right now is Friday Nights at Freddy's. Like, it's been going on around, but when I watch it from other person playing, I don't find it scary. It's not until I am on the seat, on the driver's seat, and start playing the game that I get scared. And I feel that's just kind of like the main thing with horror games. You have to be immersed in the world and be in 360, like around your head.
I feel like
immersed.
a game that already looks like it would complement this well is No Man's Sky.
I think No Man's Sky would be like the perfect game for this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because it's about exploration. It's about looking at your environments, looking at the lives, the environment, and the people that live or creatures that live in those environments. Or if an indie game that's going around is Stranded Deep, which is basically you stuck in an island and like looking around trying to
Or
survive.
if they did it for I don't know if you ever played the game Journey.
Journey, yes, Journey.
They did
That
it.
would be really cool though.
They did it for Journey. There's a lot of games that could, implement this, and you will have basically revolutionary experiences with gaming.
Yeah, and you mentioned before how someone's probably gonna just try to stay in that world, which is kind of like just it's a sad thing, but it will happen.
And something that nobody would like to talk about, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Porn. Virtual reality porn.
I've seen actually. I don't know who made it, but I saw a video online about like it was. I think it was the Oculus Rift, but it was a company that were basically showing you porn, like from the first person view.
Yep.
And like they were showing like from different different worlds. You're either the male, you were like the female. It was like really interesting but weird.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just like I feel that we're getting closer to a future like that, like it's Sword Online, or even in the book I'm reading, Ready Player One. It's kind of like that future that basically your world is actually in the virtual world and not in the real world, because in honesty, your real world sucks. So you want to be in this virtual world where you make your own reality.
Ghost in the Shell, it's coming.
Ghost in the Shell. Matrix. But yeah, so that's kind of like how scary VR can be.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add to this topic, sir?
I'm really hungry right now. Yeah. You hungry?
Okay, so that is it for this show.
Yeah.
That is it for this week's show. So before we go, we would like to talk about what recent games have we been playing. So what have you been delved in the last last week, or starting today?
I've been playing, my Sleeping Dogs, and then today I started playing Devil May Cry, the definitive edition.
Oh,
and it's pretty, and it's quite fun, and it's very challenging, and I've been enjoying that. So, hopefully hope to beat that in the next couple of weeks, and then see what's up with that Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, when does it come out? It's come out
April 14th.
April 14th. That's gonna be a big day. People gonna have
Mortal Kombat at my house.
Mortal Kombat, yeah.
We're in there.
Nice. Well, for me, I've been playing this past weekend my Indie Station 4. because they have every month they have new PS Plus games in which they're for free, and they had 4 for the PS4, and I thought that was awesome, so I downloaded them all. And what I've been playing mostly is those 4 games, which are Rogue Legacy, Valiant Hearts, Counter Spy, and Ollie Ollie 2. And besides that, I've been playing also Infamous Second Son. I already beat the game in hero mode, so now...
Correction, your brother beat the game.
Let's not talk about this. So I already finished the hero mode, so now I am working on the evil mode to see how things go. I really recommend this game. I think it was kind of overshadowed a lot this year. Like, I feel it's a really good game. The story is kind of... It's okay. It's not great, but it's still interesting. But just the gameplay and the characters I thought were awesome.
Yep. It was...
And the depiction of the city of Seattle was really nice, too.
Yep. It was one of the first games that I bought for my PS4. I got Shadow of Mordor from my family, and then I went out and I bought Tomb Raider and Infamous, and all great, beautiful games.
Yeah. I don't know what to say now. You kind of took out the words I was going to say to you, though. Like, you suck out my soul and tried to...
So you should, learn more words.
Okay.
That'd be good.
That'd be good, too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode. Please like us on Facebook and on Twitter. And subscribe on YouTube and iTunes. So, thank you very much. And we'll see you next time.